From Forbes breaking news, Marianne Williamson calls for Biden to drop out, announces new bid for Democratic nomination. And I don't know why she's still harping on this idea that she is a Democrat. Barely, right? I think she's just a friend of Oprah. She ran in 2020, then ran in 2024, then dropped out. Now she's back because Bo Biden is just that bad. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and it would cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend some money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
Hi, I'm Marianne Williamson. President Biden deserves our respect and our compassion and our gratitude.
Debatable. He's an absolute criminal who I don't think would respect anybody who is not going to immediately bow to his whims. So I don't know about that.
But the debate on Thursday night made it very clear that the Democrats need a new nominee on the ballot in November. The nominating process for the Democratic Party needs to begin again. We need to recalibrate, and we need to do so quickly.
No, you had plenty of time. You want a mulligan now? You want to get back in the race because he's so terrible? Fine, but they're not going to let that happen. These people are absolutely despicable, and you should probably distance yourself from them because, like I said, she's not the worst, but she is in this weird way. I think she's been on Tim Pool, right? So she goes on there, which is, I mean, the bar is really low, but for any quote unquote Democrat to go talk to Tim Pool, I guess is a step in the right direction. But you should definitely, I mean, look at RFK. He can barely even talk. And he's claiming that he's not a Democrat anymore, even though his family is still a Democrat because they likely know how terrible that regime is. But that's a different story. And I completely digress. My point here is you don't have to keep pretending to be a Democrat.
We need to have the conversation over the next 2 months that we should have been having over the last year and a half. A serious dialogue about what's happening in this country and what it will take to beat Donald Trump. Today, I throw my hat in the ring, and I look forward to a meaningful campaign and an open convention in August.
And they never will tell you why they need to beat Donald Trump. What is at stake for these people? It's about killing babies? Like, what are you guys talking about? Why are you so hell-bent on beating Donald Trump? This happens every 4 years. The parties switch, right? And then sometimes you get two-term presidents. I guess even more seldom you get one-term presidents. But it just happens that way. Why is this? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. But why is this so dire right now?
It's imperative that this new process not be guided by media and party elites who are playing in the background, engineering, manipulating anything. This must be a genuinely democratic process. I've received 500,000 votes in the primary season. And over the last year, I have been traveling this country, and I have seen up close and personal the ravages of body and soul that dot the landscape of our nation. I know how much people are desperate for change. And not only did I bear witness to problems, I articulated solutions that I know speak to the hearts and the minds of people on the left and on the right and in the middle. With my candidacy, I submit to the American people that a better way forward is possible, and it's also necessary. I am the candidate who both foresaw the crisis in our party and had the courage to act on it. I have seen firsthand the economic anxiety that invisibly shackles millions of Americans. I have spoken to it consistently over the last year and a half. And I'm deeply aware that when we take the decency and the intelligence and the yearning for change in the hearts of so many millions of Americans,
Okay, wait, hang on. So, in a weird, this is actually, I mean, this is how terrible the entire situation has become. That this lady, who's not even really a politician, is coming out and saying, we have to do something else, right? The media was pretending that they were surprised about how terrible Bo Biden is, but it's become so dire and so desperate that anything outside of just dropping to your knees and capitulating to this weirdo regime is seen as brave. I don't know. It seemed like there were a little bit more of a conversation to be had in years or decades past, but somewhere along the lines, I suppose it was the media. They had just tricked people into becoming these incredibly rabid zombies, and anything outside of yes, beat boop, yes, Bo Biden, I love Democrats, anything outside of that. And now I do think We have hit the wall and we're sort of bouncing back. But these people have been completely maniacal, and you kind of have to give it up to them for being able to control a large portion of the population for that long.
We will have a political breakthrough that is historic in this country. And yes, we will win the presidency in November. But we will not win by repackaging the status quo, because the status quo has failed the majority of the American people. We will win by being honest about what's really happening in this country, with an agenda that improves people's material conditions over the next 4 years.
Okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. But you better be careful, Marianne, because the Democratic Party is not going to like this at all, right? So don't kill yourself.
Let me say this again. We will win in November. Donald Trump has no plans to improve anybody's life over the next 4 years. That's our job, and we must do it. We will win by standing for fundamental new beginnings, delivering on a transformational vision of Medicare for all, tuition-free higher education and tech school, and a guaranteed living wage. We will win with an economic...
Guaranteed living... These are like high school, junior college talking points. A guaranteed living wage... What does that even mean? It's the same thing with the reparations. We just saw like, oh, well, California's going to spend $12 million on reparations. On what, bro? What are you guys doing? They throw out these vague terms. Oh, LGBTQ rights. It doesn't mean anything. And if it does, they have failed to explain it.
Bill of Rights, establishing an economy that works for people rather than millions of people living their lives working for the economy. We will win with a plan to wage peace as effectively as we wage war, repudiating the undue influence of a forever war machine. We will win by committing to the end of poverty. We will win with a historic commitment to America's children. We will win by treating climate change as the global emergency that it is. We will win by putting the safety of America's food supply and the health of the American people before soulless, ill-gotten profits. And we will win.
Yeah, her sun monster fear-mongering. But look, hey, this lady is head and shoulders more digestible, makes more sense, than Bo. I mean, Bo Biden cannot put a sentence together, which we've all seen for at least the past 3 years, and then the media pretends to be surprised. So I don't agree with any, 90% of this weirdo sun monster, fear-mongering and weird communist livable wage, all that nonsense. But she is articulating it far better than Bo Biden could ever hope to do.
By dismantling America's war on drugs, building a world-class network of recovery for every addict. Oh, we will win by offering the American people a much better deal than what they are receiving now. Let me repeat, we will win in November. And in order to do that, we need to revive the spirit of the American people.
You can't just keep saying we, bro. Nope. I mean, very few people were on board with what you were selling. And, I mean, you would be better off just continuing to write books and clutching crystals and being besties with Oprah. Why the hell are you here?
Do we need changes in policies? Yes,
Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. I know exactly why she's there, because that's how bad Bo Biden has been.
we do. But that alone will not be enough, for there is hopelessness that is rampant in this country. For the last 40 years, I've worked up close and personal with people whose lives were in trouble, and I know something about restoring faith in what's possible. As a writer, as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, and as a nonprofit activist, I've reached millions of people who were looking for hope that things could be better in their lives. I have helped to provide that hope, and that's exactly what I'll do as a candidate, and it's what I will do as President of the United States. The American people need to rise up now. We need to make it very clear that we are ready to meet this moment in our history. We are ready to forge a new coalition of decency and love. We are ready to say no to all forces of dictatorial power, whether they be political or economic. For we realize that a government of the people and by the people and for the people has been replaced by a government of the donors, by the lobbyists, and for the corporations. We, the people, will no longer tolerate this. I'm ready, and I hope you'll join me. I want to go to Washington to co-create with you a new chapter in American history. It will start with our victory in November, but that will be just the beginning. The political industrial complex has had its way with us for far too long, and it's our turn now. Please go to Marianne 2024.
Okay, well, all right, that's fair enough. Makes sense. We definitely do need to stand up to this wild authoritarian regime, which of course the Beau Biden camp would never admit to, and they're just going to point the finger at Donald Trump. But clearly, she is not the answer. Now, bro, I've said it a million times, and I guess this is them kind of going in the direction of going back to the dungeon and coming up with a plan that people despise a little bit less than what they've got going.